Hello, it's me, that divination witch. I hope you're all doing well. I am back with a witchy video. I'm talking about my favourite person, Hecate or Hecate, and I'm going to talk about some of the things that have been brought up, scaremongering things about her. Now, this video, I'm going to talk about when people have called her controlling. So, is Hecate a controlling deity? Is she someone who is jealous and nasty and vengeful? Let's get into it. If you don't know who I am, hello, my name's Sarah and I go by that divination witch online. I started on TikTok posting readings and now I'm here. I'm posting my journey, things I've learned, information, and I just try and present it in a down-to-earth sort of way. If you like that, please hit subscribe. And I've also got a link tree below. If you're interested in getting a reading from me, I do have an Etsy store and a Patreon service. And on Patreon, not only do I offer readings, but I try and help people as well and give hints and tips about paganism, spirituality, witchcraft, all sorts. So yeah, if you are interested, please check it out. Thank you. A few weeks back, you guys know I reacted to a scaremongering video about Hecate, and some of the points that were brought up in that video are actually points I've heard before, maybe by far right people who are very, very toxic positivity, but still. Well, actually, no, not always toxic positivity. Sometimes the edgelord lefties have said stuff like this as well. But yes, I'm here to talk about some of the BS that people spread about Mother. And today I'm talking about her being controlling. So there is this narrative of her being controlling and jealous and dark. And it's very much a narrative that she will dominate your life. She will tell you what to do. She will control your path. She will tell you who you can have in your life and not. And she basically will control you in every aspect. And that if you go against her, she will get pissed off and harm you, harm your loved ones, harm your family, vengeful, send spirits to you. I've heard it all. I've heard it all. Things like this. Is any of it true? Absolutely not. Hecate is the divine feminine. And yes, we mostly in this day and age know her as a witchcraft goddess, a goddess of sorcery, a goddess of the dead, a goddess of the liminal spaces, but she's linked very much with the dark and spooky things. That doesn't mean that's all she is. She is also linked with life and childbirth and bringing life into the world. And the lighter aspect of things, she is a torchbearer, a guide. Sorry, there's fluff in my mouth. She is the light at the end of the tunnel. She helps the lost souls, whether they're dead lost souls or alive lost souls like me and maybe you. She guides us to where we need to be. And she's a goddess of duality. She is a goddess of both light and dark. She, to me, I'm finding more out about her as time goes by, and she is more complex than we can put into words. Yes, a lot of her myths come from Hellenic times, ancient Greece, but not just Greece, Asia Minor, Turkey, into Bulgaria, Romania, I want to say, like that sort of area. She is linked to a lot of ancient goddesses as well, like Ereshkigal, and there's goddesses across the world that are similar to her, like Morrigan I'm thinking of, or Nick Niven from Scotland. And who are these goddesses? Are they not just different faces to her? I mean, this is just me speculating my EPG, but to me, Hecate is the divine feminine. She is the feminine. She is the feminine in all of its glory, not just the dark side, not just the vengeful side, but she's life, she's death, she's mothering and loving, and she's protective, and she's transformative, and she is harsh, but she's fair, she's firm, she's about justice. So, her being controlling, it may come across as controlling to some people, but it's not. It is discipline. If you start to work with her, she will put you through your paces. She does not mince words. She does not mollycoddle people. She does not wrap you up in cotton wool and tell you everything's going to be okay. What she does is transform us from the inside out. She gets us to address things that hold us back in life. Our shadow self, our shadow side. Now, our shadow self, it's a phrase coined by Carl Jung, who is a psychologist, and it's basically our inner demons per se. We all have things that we do and say and think and feel that we don't really like. You know, it's the negative bits of us, the things that hold us back. So it could be something like, with me, I'll be honest, you know, like my appearance, my weight and things like that. Yes, it still gets to me, although it's the way I am. My confidence sometimes as well, she's helped me with that. Very much so. I would never be someone to speak up for myself. I would just take it on the chin all the time, take bull crap from others all the time, people pleaser. Because I've been traumatized in my life, I would go with the flow with everyone and be taken for granted with everyone. Since working with Hecate, I have lost friends, or people who I thought were friends, but actually they were very selfish people. When I look back on those friendships, and some of them were since school, you know, over a decade-long friendships I've lost. But it's actually for the best, because those people were very narcissistic, and I'll be honest here, I don't care if it hurts their feelings or not, because I did everything on their terms. Like, because I was so meek and mild and shy and afraid of having no friends, of having no one, I did everything they wanted. It was very take. And that comes with being traumatized. It's not just me, it happens to a lot of people. It's called being a people pleaser. Like I said, look it up. It is a symptom of that you just don't want confrontation or hassle, so you just accept things. And that held me back a lot in life. And it wasn't just friends, it was also jobs I did. My day job, that's changed dramatically. In ways I could never have imagined. I used to be in a day job that I was in for like a decade of my life. And I just was coasting along, sort of thing. Comfortable job, comfortable wages. She shook it all up. She really did. She shook it all up for me. And I'm so grateful she has. It put me through my paces though. I know she did it from love, because she got me to face my fears. My fears were losing my job. My fears were losing friends. Of being alone. I was afraid of being alone. Afraid of having no money. And no job security. Literally, some of my worst fears were very material realm based. She made me address them. I had no say. Like, these things happened. But they weren't bad. She didn't harm anyone on my behalf. Definitely not. She has gotten rid of them from my life. But it's very much live and let live. Bye. Do what you want. No harm wished on these people. No harm wished on anyone in the jobs and things like that. It's just, it is what it is. She's very much an eye for an eye kind of person. But no, I just moved on. And I feel more confident and stronger than I was even 3 years ago. Or a year ago. I mean, this year, wow, some of the things I've been through. But has she ever hurt my family? No. And I've had my family. Some of them say not so great things about her, probably out of fear. But especially when she first came to me. I think some of my family still are unsure. And, well, that's fine. It is what it is. She's never hurt them, never. There may be times where there's been boundaries set up, sort of thing, but it's never been like hurting them. It's been like, say, if a family member was kind of distressing me, something would come up that they couldn't make it, you know, to a day that they were meant to come see me, for example. But it doesn't mean she's harmed them in any way. And they've never had anything freaky going on that I'm aware of. They've never told me. And when I say freaky, I mean spirits going to them, haunting them. Now, I have had some freaky things happen, but it's not been her. It's not the way that people make out. It is not her sending hordes of dead people after me. It's more of things have happened of my own accord, situations I've gotten into, and a lot of the time she's helped me fight these things off. You know, say, people don't realise this, but as a tarot reader, if you read for someone and they've got something negative attached to them, that negative thing can come to you. I've had that more times than I can count. She helps me so many times bat them things off. It's totally the opposite as to these people as to what they say. Now, Hecate may bring increased spiritual activity if you're not used to it. And it may be that people are noticing that. But on the whole, no, she doesn't haunt your house with spirits and whatever. And she doesn't control and hurt people. Now, she isn't a jealous god. She doesn't make people only work with her. She accepts polytheism. She's always been part of a polytheist pantheon of sorts. However, if she is helping you with something, she wants you to listen and, you know, discipline. That's the key word with her. She is a key holder. She holds knowledge. She holds the keys to a lot of knowledge. She's not going to give that to just anyone. She's not going to give that to somebody reckless and somebody who's going to use that against not just other people but themselves. It's like handing, and I use that analogy in the reaction video, it's handing someone a bomb and saying disarm this without them having a clue. They're gonna explode. And they're not just gonna explode like themselves, anyone around them. It's collateral damage. Hecate isn't reckless. She isn't gonna just let anyone have knowledge. You have to prove yourself and you have to listen to her and learn from her. Now, I have several deities in my life and Hecate has never stopped me working with any of them. Even if it's something that she doesn't 100% agree with. For example, Loki has been around me before. He's part of my ancestral team. He's not someone I work with regular. I've got a complex history with him. But sometimes he's popped in and helped me with some inner child work. He is rather unorthodox compared to something Hecate would do. But she's never said no. She's never tried to make me choose or anything like that. I feel like a lot of this comes from religious programming, because let's face it, the Abrahamic faith says I am a jealous God and there are no other gods before me. People have this I was going to say ingrown, ingrown hair, but ingrown fear that gods are out to get them, all gods, not just Hecate. I get that a lot of newbies ask me, how have I angered this god or that god, have I upset them? Like, no, they're more understanding and more compassionate than we can ever realise. They know when something is out of malice and out of pure nastiness than out of ignorance and not knowing. If you have the opportunity to know better, then know better. Try. If you don't try, that's when they can be a bit miffed. But even then, you've got to do something dramatic to get on Hecate's bad side. You really do. She is one of the most patient goddesses I've ever known. She really doesn't care about what people say, to be honest. It's me that cares because I love her that much. But she doesn't care if people call her evil. I mean, I feel a bit sadness there, of course, because she wants to help humanity. She wants to help human race as a whole to be able to stand on our own 2 feet and to stop hurting each other and to be more at one and spiritual and, you know, in our own power, the way we need to be, the way we should be, but we're conditioned not to be. It's like reclaiming the power. It's very much the divine feminine coming in this day and age and saying, no, let's reclaim this power. And that's what Hecate is. So, yes, I hope this has helped. She is not controlling. She's not going to get angry with you over silly little things. unless you do something mega extreme, you know, she isn't going to haunt your house. She isn't going to hurt you or your family. She's not vengeful. She's not jealous and things like this. It's honestly people with religious issues and trauma projecting. That's what this is. And on the other flip side as well, I still think that, you know, the edgy left-hand path people, I still think they've got religious trauma. I really do, because why do you need to have this ego the size of the moon? Like, why do you need to be so badass and so powerful and great? You've got issues as well. Both sides have issues. Either of, well, actually, both sides have issues of wanting to feel better than someone else. It's a human ego thing. It's, I'm more powerful than you. I'm more knowledgeable than you. Either way you look at it, that's what it is. So I hope this video has helped. Please do your research when it comes to her. Don't just accept some crazy morpho, including me if you want to call me a crazy morpho. But don't just accept one person's opinion about her. Please look into her more. Look into her origins. Don't just accept things at face value. Let me know what you think. If you've got anything you want to add, plop it in the comments. And until next time, stay safe and stay witchy. Bye.